Week 5 of Swiss Top Tier Basketball. We are live from the Lowe Center in Rhodenton as the Rhodenton Sapphires are set to face the 4-0 Briarwood Infinity, coming off a great start. So are the Sapphires. They are 3-1 entering this one. Ja Morant on the side of the Sapphires picked up this offseason from the United States, as are a number of players that we've talked about all season. But live here from the Lowe Center, we are ready for the tip. Sapphires Infinity, set to be underway. Tip-off, one back to Makarov from Denatenius. They wear dark today. Rhodenton in their light uniforms. Makarov going up top. Blocked in the play, but a foul called. And Makarov will go to the line. Heavy fan support here in Rhodenton. This tied with Jevelet. Tied for most titles in history with the Greenhaven Drivers at 17. Greenhaven, of course, playing down in Tier 2. Johnson looking to break the tie. Does. It's 4-2 now in favor of Briarwood. Cam Reddish. Pass into Reeves. Reeves guarded well by Montgomery Nelson. Over to Wood. Wood looking to break on Denatenius. Goes in. Great one-handed layup. Off the move. Denatenius inbounds to Makarov now. 4-4. Makarov drops it back to Davies. Davies taking it himself to the house with a one-handed layup of his own. 6-4 in favor of the Infinity. Ja Morant breaks over to Reeves. Reeves gets past Montgomery Nelson and throws one off the glass to tie this one up. A back-and-forth affair so far, 6 apiece. Johnson carrying the ball down now for the Infinity. Breaking underneath the basket, puts this one up himself, a contested 2. Reddish inbounds to Morant. Guarded by Davies. Tossed it over to Reeves. Reeves. Pass blocked. Montgomery Nelson picked up by Denatenius. Back to Montgomery Nelson. Takes it himself over the top. And a great slam puts them up 4 now. 10-6 as Morant carries it down the court for the Sapphires. Great screen there. Wood up on Denatenius. Blocked. Montgomery Nelson to Davies. Back the other way. Looking to slow the game down over to Denatenius. Lose the ball. Picked up by Ja Morant. First turnover of the game for Briarwood. Over to Reeves for 3. Gets that one to fall. They remain down 1 point, but cuts the lead down to 10-9. Makarov. Back to Johnson. Pass intercepted as a second straight turnover goes into the hands of Reddish. Reeves again from 3. This one bounces off the rim and recovered by Denatenius. Montgomery Nelson now looking to add to his lead. Great over the top of Ja Morant. He is so fluid inside the zone. He hardly ever misses from within 3 points. Reeves guarded by Montgomery Nelson. Over to Vanderbilt. Morant down low. Up on Davies. Beats him with a move and gets 2 to fall. 12-11. The score now in favor of the visiting team. Johnson. Back to Denatenius. Looking to beat the defender, unable to do so. Drops back to Davies, who's on Morant. Morant, great defense. Denatenius called for offensive interference. And another turnover goes back the other way. Denatenius has 2. Inbound to Vincent. Guarded by Davies. Over to Reeves. Reeves. Over to the side for Vincent for 3. Wide open 3, unable to fall. Denatenius now. Tosses over to Jason Tatum. Comes off the bench and will put one up there for an easy 2 bucket. 14-11 in favor of the Infinity. A minute to go here in this first quarter. Vincent. Carrying in himself. A reach and foul called on Jason Tatum. So first foul on the Infinity side comes from the bench. Jason Tatum. Inbounded to Wood. Back to Prince, who's guarded by Tatum. Vincent. Double teamed by Christopher and Makarov. Back to Reeves now. Reeves over to Hachimura. Hachimura with 4 on the clock. Vincent looking to shoot a deep 3. This one off the rim, picked up by Johnson. Over to Christopher. Back to Johnson. Going to the house. Carries it himself. A contested 2, but throws this one off the glass and extends the lead to 5, their largest of the game so far. Reeves. Well contested by Johnson. This one picked up by Lofton Jr. We'll throw it to Christopher. Carries it into the zone. Over to the side for Johnson. A deep 3. This one bounces off the rim. Not going to go. Picked up by Vincent, and back the other way is Reeves. Vincent. Tried to pick his pocket, but a reach and foul called there, and it'll be shots from the line as the bonus in favor of the Sapphires. Vincent tosses his first one through. 16-12 with 12 seconds to go. 4-point lead for the Infinity. Second one up for Vincent. Both of them fall clean as it's a 3-point lead, and Tatum will carry the ball from the inbound to close out this quarter. Deep 3. Falls for Christopher. Excuse me, that was Williams with the shot. And they will end with a 6-point lead, their largest of the game. 19-13 after 1. As the Sapphires trail the Infinity here live from the Lowe Center in Rhodenton. Start of the second quarter coming your way shortly. There you see the bench for the Infinity. Inbound there to Vincent. Looking to get something done to Morant. Guarded well by Christopher. Morant around Christopher. Takes it himself. Great defense. Blocked on the play, but a foul called in the act of shooting, and John Morant will go to the line. First one up for Morant. Easy through. Drops this lead to 5. Second one up for Morant. This one also falls. 19-15 the score. Ball inbounded to Johnson. Tosses this one back to Tatum. Tatum carrying it himself. That one well defended. Not going to fall as Morant carries it back the other way and tosses it to Prince. Guarded by Tatum. Loses the ball, picked up by Tatum. And Christopher, back and forth with Tatum, slams it down. 21-15, Jason Tatum on the two-handed slam. John Morant. Double teamed by Tatum and Christopher. Tatum backs off. Great pick there by Hachimura. This one intercepted off the alley-oop. No successful attempts have gone through against the defense of the Infinity. That is a 6th attempt of an alley-oop over the defenders in the paint. And nothing going against the Infinity. Great defense there. Morant carries it down. Great screen put on. Tosses it back and forth with Hayes. This one does not fall. Picked up by Tatum. Christopher. Back the other way. Tosses this one to Lofton Jr. Great slip-through pass. And Lofton Jr. extends this lead to 10. John Morant. Carries it down for the Sapphires. Carries it himself. Great defense on the play, but this one falls through as Morant drops 2 in there to cut this lead back to single digits. Christopher. Back to Tatum. Tatum looking to burn the defense. Prince on him tight. Williams. Over to Johnson. Johnson. Back to Williams. Williams, deep 3. This one falls, but foot on the line as he stepped into this one, and it's only a 2-point shot 27-17, this lead back up to double digits. Ja Morant from the line. Doesn't get the three to fall. Picked up, back the other way, Christopher to Williams. Underneath is Lofton Jr. Slams this down with two hands. Kenneth Lofton Jr. A great two-handed slam. Vincent carrying it down for the Sapphires, looking to stop this momentum from the bench squad for Briarwood. Gets a deep two to fall, and a timeout taken by Briarwood. 10-point lead. It's 29-19 with 2.5 to play here in the second. Another great start to their game. Have not lost yet this season. It's a long season. It has been done twice before, once by this Sapphire squad back in the early 2000s. There you see the upcoming schedule for the Briarwood Infinity. Makarov goes to the line for two. First one falls. Second one up. Second one falls, and this lead is now up to 12. It's 31-19 as Vincent will carry it down for the Sapphires. Davies. Great defense. Reeves gets past Montgomery Nelson. Great play. Great drop for Wood. Lead cut to 10. Makarov, the inbound. Over to Johnson. Johnson trying to cut through the defense. Unable to do so. Tatum under the basket. Takes it himself. Doesn't get this one to fall. Vincent. Up to Reddish. Reddish. Alone. Tosses back to Vincent. From the line, Wood. Heavily contested, but a great shot. And a three ball for Wood as Montgomery Nelson was all in his face as he drops a three, cuts this lead down to 7. Johnson now doing it himself. This one short. Trying to show off in front of the Rhodenton crowd unsuccessfully. Back the other way now. Vincent looking to further cut into this lead. Wood guarded well by Makarov. Beats Makarov. Great block by Montgomery Nelson. Picks up where Makarov left off, and it's down the court for Davies. In zone, Davies puts up a one-handed slam. That's Timothy Davies. Lead back up to 9. Vincent. Beats the defense, carries it himself. Back to Reeves. Takes a shot contested. The three ball doesn't fall. Davies. Up to Johnson. Down low to Makarov. Makarov carrying it himself, unable to do so. No foul on the play. He fell hard to the ground. Cam Reddish comes up with the rebound. Vincent, guarded by Davies. Over to Reeves. Breaks a defender, breaks two defenders. Unable to go. He had all the basket space in the world and just couldn't get the layup to roll over the rim. As a blocking foul called against the Sapphires. And it'll be an inbound pass for Dinas Denatenius. Bounce pass intercepted. Reeves back the other way. Guarded well by Davies. Block on the play. Johnson. Back to Makarov. Johnson. Deep two. In and out of the basket. Doesn't fall. Hachimura. With 10 seconds on the clock, tosses it up to Wood. Wood, guarded well by Denatenius, but beats him and gets a 2 to fall. 4 seconds on the clock in the first half. Makarov. Time winding down. Deep three. This one out of bounds with 0.5 left. He thought there was more time. And he ripped a three as the horn finally sounds as Ja Morant carries the ball to end the first half. So it's 33-26. A 7-point lead for the visiting Briarwood Infinity. It's halftime here at the Lowe Center. This Rhodenton squad historically has known a lot of success. Their last title came in 2020. There you see the stats for both sides. Delquarius Johnson, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. On the side of the Infinity for the Sapphires, Ja Morant, 6 points, 3 assists. 67% field goals falling for the Infinity. They have been so successful, especially inside the arc, close to the paint this season. Trying to make it 5 straight wins to start the year. It would be the most successful start in the history of the team. Last year, they did win their first 4, ended up losing in heartbreaking fashion in the semifinals. A team that on paper should have won that title eventually went to Grey Ghost, who are struggling to defend it this season. 33-26 as we start the third quarter. Live from Rhodenton at the Lowe Center, home of the Rhodenton Sapphires. Ja Morant. Deep 3. This one goes. Cuts this lead to 4. Inbound to Makarov. Looking for Denatenius. Ball intercepted. Cam Reddish now. Over to Reeves. Deep 3. Gets this one to fall. Lead now down to 1. What was once a 12-point lead now cut down to 1. And these Sapphire fans are excited, but Montgomery Nelson carries it in and makes this lead back up to 3. If I'm not mistaken, he has yet to miss a shot this game. Ja Morant now carrying it in himself. Deep 2. This one doesn't fall. Denatenius picks it up. Makarov. Back the other way. This starting squad looking to get stuff going. Unable to do so. Cam Reddish. Rebound. Back to Morant. Loses the ball. Montgomery Nelson picks it up. Tosses to Davies. Back to Makarov. And this one falls for a deep 2. And Makarov extends this lead back up to 5. Ja Morant now, guarded by Davies. Morant slowing things down, trying to put a halt on this great offense. And a reach-in foul there called on Denatenius. There's the replay on that one. It'll be an inbound for the Sapphires. Vanderbilt tosses back to Reddish. Around Johnson. Looking for Reeves. Montgomery Nelson. Cam Reddish. 3 seconds on the clock. Guarded well by Johnson. Puts one up. Suicide shot. Bounces off the rim. And rebounded by Makarov. Back to Montgomery Nelson. Carrying it in the zone. And he is fouled in the act of shooting and will go to the line for 2. Montgomery Nelson, first one up, and first one misses his first missed free throw of the year. As these Rhodenton fans shaking the floor. A second one up, and he misses both of them. Very unlike what we know from Montgomery Nelson. Reddish now. Underneath the basket, tosses out to Reeves for a short 3, and this one does not go. Ball tipped up in the air, finally won. Denatenius carries it down the court. Back to Makarov. Makarov throws one up a high. Layup finally lands. It's a 7-point lead for the Infinity. Reeves carrying it down, guarded by Montgomery Nelson. Over to Morant in the corner, guarded by Davies. Looking to beat Davies. Gets a free shot, and from the corner of the paint, gets a 2 to fall. 39-34. It's a 5-point game in favor of the Infinity. They have led the entire game as a one-handed slam by Fyodor Makarov puts them up 2 more points. Carried down the court by Morant. Davies gives up the man. Morant walks into the zone. Ja Morant did fantastic slam, one-handed, as he stretches out that wingspan to cut this lead to 5. Makarov tosses it back to Johnson. Johnson carrying it into the zone, well defended. This one bounces off the rim. Nothing going for the Infinity. Sapphires now. Morant beats Davies, looking to shoot. Beats Davies again. And he is so dangerous on the attack, and a timeout finally taken as this lead now cut down to 3. Ja Morant in firm control of the offense for this Rhodenton squad. We enter back with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3-point lead for the Infinity. They have led the entire game. Makarov inbounds to Jason Tatum, back off the bench. Back to Makarov. Looking to swirl around. Does. Takes it himself. Great block on the play. And back the other way, looking to cut down this lead even further, is Vincent. Davies on Reeves. Reeves. Deep in 3 territory. Beats Davies. Beats Makarov. Gets a deep 2 off, but it doesn't fall. Tatum. Over to Johnson. Well defended. Deep 3. This one falls. Great 3. As this lead back up to 6 points. Reeves. Takes the ball down for the Sapphires. Johnson. Guarding well. Reeves has been slippery. Throws it back to Vincent. Open 3, and he gets this one to fall. That lead back down to 3 points. 44-41 the score. Inbound to Johnson. Over to Makarov. These two playing with a tag team passing situation, as this one will result in shots at the line as Makarov is fouled in the act of shooting. We'll take 2. First one is up. First one is good. Great work from the line tonight. Second one falls. 5-point lead. A minute to go in the third quarter. Hachimura carrying it down now, guarded by Makarov. Screen there by Prince. Successful. Trying to break away, but shot doesn't fall. Makarov comes up with a rebound. Drops it back to Dinas Denatenius, who's at the 3-point line. Will not shoot that one, but he will take it in for an easy hook 2. His first points of the game. Vincent. Carrying it down, guarded by Davies. Davies looking for the reach, unable to get there, but a pass up to Prince now. Guarded well by Tatum. Takes a deep 2. Fadeaway jumper doesn't fall. Denatenius with the rebound. Makarov carrying it down the other way with 20 seconds on the clock. And puts it in himself. Great high flying 2 off the glass. Lead up to 9 points. Strong offense from this hybrid bench squad for the Infinity. Vincent trying to beat Davies. Takes a deep contested 3. This one doesn't fall. Rebounded by Makarov. Tatum with 3 seconds on the clock. Tosses back to Johnson. Deep 3. Doesn't fall. But the quarter ends with a 9-point lead in favor of the Briarwood Infinity. We enter the fourth quarter here at the Lowe Center in Rhodenton, home of the Sapphires, 17-time champions. Their last came 4 seasons ago. It's a 9-point lead for the Briarwood Infinity, looking to get their first title in franchise history. Ball inbounded to Tatum. 50-41. Drops it back to Lofton Jr., who fumbles the pass, and Prince will go back the other way, but Montgomery Nelson, great speed, unsuccessfully blocked there. John Morant puts in another 2. He's having a heck of a game on the losing squad as this lead now cut to 7. Inbound to Tatum. Makarov having a great game himself, probably player of the game on this Briarwood squad, but he is blocked yet again. Hachimura carries it the other way. Takes it himself. Ball doesn't fall. Great rebound there by Montgomery Nelson. Tatum slowing the game down for the Infinity. Montgomery Nelson. Deep spin around 2 gets that one to fall. The cheat code from in the paint brings this lead back up to 9 points. John Morant guarded by Christopher. And Lofton Jr. with a lot of contact. And John Morant will go to the line. Lucky that's not a flagrant. First one is up. First one is good. Perfect from the line now tonight with 18 points is John Morant. Lofton Jr. subbed out. Morant, his second shot. Up from the line. Does not fall. Perfection no more. Montgomery Nelson carries it back the other way. Now Roddy with his first shot of the night does not go over John Morant. Morant with his rebound. Over to Prince, back to Hachimura. Prince down low. Great single-handed layup for Prince. So I believe those are his first points of the night. 52-46, it's a 6-point lead as Tatum now carries this one in. And a two-handed slam over Prince to make this lead secure. And he couldn't let Prince have that victory. Had to show off a little bit in front of the man who just came down with the basket. Morant, deep three. Does not fall. Makarov with the rebound. Roddy. Over to Christopher. Takes it himself. Well defended. Rebound there by Wood. John Morant. Back the other way for the Sapphires. Looking to shoot over Makarov. Not able to do so. Great defense. Great defense as the rebound there back the other way. Montgomery Nelson carrying it down into the zone for Briarwood. Roddy now. Easy two. Past Prince and a timeout forced to be taken by the Sapphires as they now trail 10 points with 3 minutes to go here in the fourth. They've overcome significant deficits in this game. And the pedal not off the gas yet for either squad. This one could still go either way, but the one thing that the Infinity have over the Sapphires, they have led this entire game. And despite blowing a 12-point lead, they have yet to trail. John Morant up against Denatenius. Quite a height difference there. 7'4" is the tall center from Lithuania. Back to Makarov now. The ball contested. Unable to get that two to fall. Reeves with the rebound. Back to John Morant. Getting everything done himself. Great defense on the play there for Makarov. He gets his own rebound. Denatenius. Montgomery Nelson now carrying it himself. Into the zone. Pushed on the play, no foul. Charlie Montgomery Nelson with a great one-handed slam. 12-point lead. Ties the highest of the game. John Morant now in the zone for Cam Reddish. Slams this one down to cut it to 10. Inbound to Johnson. Carrying it in is Johnson. Takes it himself. Easy two. Off the glass. Lead back up to 12. Morant. Guarded by Davies. Another alley-oop blocked, this time by Makarov. Johnson over in the corner for Davies. This one short. No, falls. Great shot there in the lead up to 15 points with 1:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Reddish with a three of his own. Gets this one to fall and the lead back down to 12 as a timeout taken by the Briarwood Infinity. 1:37 to play here in the fourth quarter. Denatenius to inbound. Can't find Makarov. And a violation now as a 5-second penalty called against Denatenius, his third turnover of the game. Second on a violation, and Wood will now inbound. It's a 12-point lead for the Infinity. Not a ton of time left for John Morant to get anything done, but he cuts this lead down to 10 now with 1:30. Johnson carrying the ball down for the Infinity. Denatenius carrying it into the zone. Takes it himself. Easy hook shot. He is so good from that close. Well contested, but this one falls. Lead back up to 12. Morant, intimidated by Denatenius. Throws this one low. And the man Denatenius should have been guarding, Wood, slams this one down for 2. Lead cut back down to 10. Denatenius, down low. Takes it himself. Easy lay-in for 2 as he answers back with a 2 of his own. Morant, trailing 12. A minute to go. Guarded well by Davies. Wood with the screen. Morant carries it down. Great defense. Rebound by Vanderbilt. One of the few offensive rebounds for the Sapphires this game, and throwing it back to the 2-point line. John Morant with a deep 2. Cuts this back down to 10. Johnson. Looking to pull up from deep. Back to Montgomery Nelson now. Makarov setting the screen. Deep 3 for Montgomery Nelson. Does not fall. Makarov gets the rebound. Swatted away. Great defense there by the Sapphires. Cam Reddish now up to Reeves. Desperate to get something done. 30 seconds left. John Morant. Shoot. 2. Blocked by Denatenius. And this one all but over. Montgomery Nelson carries this down for Johnson. And putting this one firmly away is Delquarius Johnson. Puts the lead back up to 12 with 21 seconds to go. Briarwood looking to set a franchise record for most wins to start the season. This will be 5 straight. A 5-0 perfect start. As they will weight this one down. 4 seconds on the clock. Davies, guarded by Morant, puts up a last-second 3. And this one is over. The final score from Rhodenton, 69 points in favor of the Briarwood Infinity, 57 to the home squad Sapphires. So the Sapphires dropped to 3-2, and after 5 weeks, a perfect 5-0 start for the Briarwood Infinity, looking to continue their reign of terror into next week. Next week, they head home to face Tannerford. Jason Tatum, a great game himself coming off the bench, but the player of the game, Fyodor Makarov, an excellent showing for the Briarwood Infinity. We will join you next week back at home at Midco Arena for Briarwood Infinity basketball. We will see you very, very soon.